Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome to Real English Podcast.
I'm Annie.
And I'm Brendy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the Real English Podcast with your friends.
Yeah, please do. It really helps us out.
Okay, so today's topic is really useful. We think you'll find it helpful.
Definitely. We're going to learn how to talk about emotions politely in English.
Right. This helps you sound honest, but not rude, which is important.
It really is. And if you remember, back in episode 37, we talked about emotions generally.
Yeah, we covered words like happy, sad, frustrated, lots of those feeling words.
But today, we're focusing more on how to talk about them, how to soften those strong feelings and sound more polite.
Exactly. We'll show you how native speakers often soften strong emotions using, real phrases you can actually use.
We'll have some examples, maybe a couple of short role plays, and some practice drills, too.
So why does this softening thing even matter? Why not just say exactly what you feel?
Well, that's a great question. Being too direct, especially with strong emotions, can sometimes damage relationships. It can come across as aggressive.
Right, like if you just say, I'm furious at you, that's really strong.
It is. It feels like an attack, doesn't it? But compare that to something like, I'm a bit upset.
Okay. A bit upset. That feels much gentler.
Exactly. It invites understanding, maybe a conversation, rather than just defensiveness.
So it's not about hiding how you feel.
Not at all. It's more about choosing the right level, the right intensity. Think of it like turning down the volume knob on your feelings.
Okay, I like that analogy. You can still hear the music, the feeling is still there, but it's just gentler.
Precisely. And the benefit is that people are usually more likely to listen and respond kindly when you express yourself politely.
Which helps keep things friendly, keep interactions smooth,
Yes.
harmonious.
Yes, exactly. It helps maintain those good relationships.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? What are the tools?
Well, we've identified about 5 main tools or techniques that native speakers often use. Let's start with the first one, downtoners.
Downtoners. Okay, what are those?
These are words that, they may get feelings or statements sound less intense or maybe less direct, just a bit less.
Like the example you just used,
Hey.
a bit upset.
Exactly. A bit is a classic downtoner. Others are words like a little, kind of, sort of, somewhat, slightly.
Okay, so instead of I'm angry,
You say, I'm a bit upset, or maybe I'm a little frustrated.
let's pause there for a second. I'm a bit upset. Yeah, I can feel the difference.
It works for other things too, not just emotions, like instead of it's cold today.
You could say it's a bit cold today. It makes it sound more like your personal feeling, less like a weather report fact,
Exactly. Or if someone says something and you disagree, instead of that's not what I said.
which can sound quite confrontational.
Right. You could soften it with that's not quite what I said. That just takes the edge off.
Okay, downtoners. Got it.
Right.
Tool number 1, what's next?
Tool number 2 is using hedges.
Hedges, like garden hedges.
Sort of. But in language, hedges are phrases that introduce your thoughts or feelings. They make them sound less like absolute facts.
More like your personal perspective.
Exactly. They signal that this is how you see it or how you feel. Examples would be phrases like, I feel, or it seems, or I might be wrong, but
I think, I believe.
those kinds of phrases.
Yes, exactly. I wonder is another good one. So think about a strong statement like, you're wrong.
Ooh, yeah. That usually doesn't go over well.
No. But you could hedge it. You might say something like, it seems we may have missed a step here.
Okay, it seems that points out a problem, but without direct blame. It feels more collaborative.
Precisely. Let's pause on that one too. It seems we may have missed a step. It opens the door for discussion.
Another example, maybe with I think.
Sure. Instead of just stating, this is a good idea, which sounds very final.
You could say, I think this is a good idea. Right, it's still positive, but it frames it as your opinion, which is often, less challenging for others to hear, especially if they have different ideas.
Makes sense. So we have downtoners to lessen intensity and hedges to frame perspective. What's tool number 3?
Tool 3 is indirect requests.
Asking for things politely instead of just demanding them.
Exactly. It's about phrasing your request in a gentler way. often using modal verbs like could or would or certain phrases,
Okay, so instead of a direct command like change the deadline.
which can sound a bit bossy, right?
Yeah.
You'd make it indirect. Would it be possible to change the deadline?
Would it be possible to? Okay, that's much softer. It gives the other person a feeling of choice, even if you really need it changed.
Exactly. Let's hold on that phrase. Would it be possible to change the deadline? Feel how polite that sounds.
Definitely. What are some other phrases for indirect requests?
Well, things like, I was wondering if we could, or could you possibly? Way, maybe, if you don't mind.
Like asking someone to pass the salt at dinner. You wouldn't just say pass the salt.
Well, maybe with family. But generally, you'd say, could you please pass me the salt? Those little words make a difference.
And you mentioned modal verbs, like would.
Yes. Instead of order me a latte, you might ask, would you get me a coffee, please?
Okay. And what was that about using past tense?
Ah, yes, that's an interesting one. Sometimes using a past or progressive tense can make a request sound more tentative, more polite.
How does that work?
So instead of asking directly, do you have time to meet tomorrow? Which is fine, but quite direct.
You could say,
I was wondering if you had time to meet today. Using was, wondering, and had makes it feel less demanding.
huh, that's subtle, but I can see how it works. You also mentioned the word just.
Yes. Sometimes adding just can make a request seem smaller or easier.
So instead of send me the meeting notes,
You could say, could you just send me the meeting notes when you get a chance? It somehow makes it feel like less of a big deal.
fascinating how one little word can do that. Okay, downtoners, hedges, indirect requests. What's tool number 4?
Tool 4 is positive framing.
Positive framing. So starting with something good.
Exactly. You start your message with a positive comment, or maybe you acknowledge something good the other person did before you bring up a concern or a suggestion.
Like the sandwich technique people talk about. Good thing, bad thing, good thing.
Sort of, but maybe simpler. It's often just. Start with thanks or appreciation, plus share your concern gently, plus maybe suggest a solution together.
Okay, can you give an example?
Sure. Imagine a colleague finished some work quickly, but maybe there are errors. Instead of just pointing out the errors, you could say, thanks for finishing this so quickly. I'm a bit concerned about some of the details, though. Could we perhaps double-check them together?
Okay. Start with thanks. Thanks for finishing quickly. Then the concern using a downtoner, a bit concerned. Then a collaborative suggestion. Could we double check together?
Exactly. That positive start makes the feedback much easier to hear and accept. It shows you value their effort. Let's pause on that example. Thanks for finishing this quickly. I'm a bit concerned about the details. Could we double-check them together?
Yeah, that sounds really constructive.
Yeah.
Okay, one tool left.
Yes, number 5. And it's a big one. Tone and body language.
The nonverbal stuff, how you sound and how you look.
Absolutely crucial. You can use all the polite words in the world, but if your tone of voice is harsh or you look angry,
It cancels everything out, like you said earlier, like putting a polite note on a brick and throwing it.
exactly. A calm voice, a gentle rhythm when you speak, maybe smiling a little, having open body language, not crossing your arms, making eye contact, all of this makes a huge difference in how polite your message feels.
So it's the whole package. The words, the tone, the body language.
It really is. They all need to match for the politeness to be effective.
Okay, those are 5 really useful tools. Downtoners, hedges, indirect requests, positive framing, and tone body language. Now, let's make this even more practical. Can we look at some specific phrases for different situations? Like, say, at work or school?
Good idea. Okay, at work or school, clear but polite communication is key. You might say, I'm a bit concerned about the timeline, using that downtoner.
Okay.
Or it might be better if we schedule a quick check-in. Using might softens the suggestion.
Right, and asking for things.
Instead of a command like send those documents, use an indirect request. Could you send those documents by the end of the day, please? Adding please always helps too.
Good point. What about with friends or family? We sometimes forget to be polite with them.
That's true, and it can cause unnecessary arguments. So you could try. I feel a little hurt about what happened yesterday. Notice the I feel hedge and a little downtoner? It focuses on your feeling, not blaming them.
Okay. That's good. What if you need them to do something differently?
You could frame it as a helpful request. Next time, could you text me first? It would really help me. Gentle request plus explains why.
Nice. And one more common one. Customer service situations. Those can be tricky.
They can. Politeness can really help here. Instead of getting angry, try, "I'm somewhat disappointed with the delay." Somewhat is another good downtoner. It states the issue clearly but calmly.
And asking for a solution.
Use an indirect question. Would you be able to offer an alternative? It's asking for help, not demanding it.
So looking at all these examples, the key thing is they are honest, but they're not aggressive.
Exactly. Being polite doesn't mean you're not being clear or assertive about what you need or feel. It just makes people more likely to listen and cooperate.
Okay, this is great. I think it's time for some practice. Maybe some role plays.
Let's do it. We'll act out a short situation. First, you'll hear a strong, maybe slightly rude way. Then we'll show a softer, more polite way using the tools we talked about.
Okay, listeners, you can even repeat the polite version after us to practice. Ready? Role play 1. Work deadline. I'll be the direct one first. Strong. You change the deadline last minute, that's unacceptable.
Okay, now here's a softer way. Soften. "I'm a bit stressed about the last-minute change. Would it be possible to set deadlines earlier next time?"
Okay. Use of a bit stressed, downtoner plus I statement, and would it be possible to? Indirect request. Much better.
Definitely invites more cooperation.
All right, role play 2. Roommate dishes. I'll be direct again. Strong. You never do the dishes.
Oof. Okay, here's the polite version. Softened. "I feel a little overwhelmed when the sink is full. Could we make a dish schedule?"
So that second sentence, the softened one, is much more polite, right? It uses I feel, a downtoner a little, describes the situation, and suggests solution with could we.
Exactly. Now, listeners, let's practice that one. Repeat the first part after me. "I feel a little overwhelmed." Pause.
Good. Now repeat the second part after Annie. Could we make a dish schedule? Pause.
Great. See how it feels to say it that way?
Okay, one more. Role play 3. Friend late. My turn to be direct. Strong.
You're always late. Okay, that always can feel like a real accusation. Here's a softer approach. Softened. "I totally get that things happen. I do feel a bit frustrated waiting, though. Would you mind texting if you'll be more than 10 minutes late?"
Ooh, that's a good one. Starts with understanding. I get things happen. Uses I feel and a bit frustrated. Then a very polite request using would you mind.
Right. It acknowledges their situation but still states your need clearly and politely.
Okay, listeners, your turn again. Try repeating that whole softened version out loud. I totally get that things happen. I do feel a bit frustrated waiting. Would you mind texting if you'll be more than 10 minutes late? Give it a try.
Practice really helps these phrases feel more natural.
Yes, definitely. Okay, how about some quick guided practice now? Just repeating some key phrases.
Good idea. Okay, everyone, repeat after me. "I'm a bit upset." Pause.
I was wondering if we could reschedule.
Pause.
I feel a little hurt.
Pause.
Great. Now, a little challenge. I'll say a strong sentence, and you at home try to make it softer using the tools we learned. Ready? The strong sentence is, this design is bad.
Okay, take a moment. How could you soften that? Think about Hedges, Downtoners, maybe suggesting something constructive. Pause.
Got an idea?
One possibility could be something like, "I'm not sure this design meets the goal we talked about. Maybe we could try a simpler version."
Yeah, that uses a hedge. I'm not sure. Connects it to a reason, meets the goal, and uses another hedge, maybe, plus an indirect suggestion. Could we try? Much more constructive.
Right. It opens up discussion instead of shutting it down.
Okay, this has been super helpful. Any final tips on using this softening language, like things to watch out for?
Yeah, a couple quick things. First, softening doesn't mean being unclear or vague. You still need to make your point.
Right. Too much softening could just confuse people.
Exactly. Be polite, but be clear about what you mean or what you need. Find that balance.
Good point. And are there times when you shouldn't soften?
Well, yes. In emergencies or safety situations, definitely prioritize being clear and direct. Politeness can wait if someone's safety is at risk.
Makes sense. Clarity first in an emergency.
And also, think about your close relationships. While softening helps keep things smooth, sometimes with family or close friends, you also need very honest, direct conversations about important things.
True. It's about knowing when to use which approach. But generally, these softening tools are incredibly useful for everyday harmony.
Absolutely.
Wow, great job today, everyone. You learned some really practical ways to talk about emotions politely in English.
Yeah, we covered those 5 key tools. Downtoners like a bit, Hedges like I feel or it seems, indirect requests using could you or would it be possible, positive framing, and remembering your tone and body language.
Plus those real phrases for work, home, and customer service, and the role play practice.
Remember, even small changes in how you say things can make a really big difference in your interactions.
It's true. It makes communication smoother and relationships stronger.
So keep practicing.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the Real English podcast with your friends.
We really appreciate your support. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.